Alright folks, welcome to another horrendously lit beer review. So it's going to look probably really like pixely and you know what, but nobody's here for any quality content, obviously. So today we're going over to Finback and we're having a look at a can of the Grapefruit Crush, which is a double IPA brewed with grapefruit, clocking in at 8% ABV. And the beer is also dry hopped with Citra and Mosaic. Picked this up from House of Tremble and Madness, and the festive order that I made is getting whittled down a little bit quicker than I anticipated. But do you know what? It was a little treat to myself. I've not done a beer order, so that's how I'm justifying it. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of grapefruit infused IPAs. I've not had too many good ones in the last couple of years, although I have started to get a little bit of a taste for Elvis juice now that it's back to its original ABV, or I'm not sure if it's not quite the same ABV, and it's probably nowhere near the same recipe, but it gets the job done. But yeah, big fan of Finback. And I thought I'd actually reviewed this, but looking at my videos, I've not actually reviewed it, so it's the perfect time to review it. And yeah, anyway, let's just shut up and get the beer reviewed. So we'll see how nice this one is. And in a double IPA as well. So looking forward to that. But almost a knobhead pour. But yeah, beer in the glass. It's nice and opaque. Beautiful sort of like pinky orange colour to it. Looks just more orange on camera. Or looking at my phone screen with how the lights caught it. Apologies about this. Sort of like the heavens have opened and they're finally taking me up, so I can be at peace from this absolutely squalid world. But anyway, beer in the glass looks fantastic. One finger's worth of a white foamy head. Let's see what we get on the nose, if I can obviously smell it with coming off a little bit of a cold. And you can smell the grapefruit, so that's all good for me. Oh yeah, that smells really nice. The grapefruit blended with that Mosaic and Citra character. It's perfect. It's just a perfect match. Oh, that smells really good. I'm sure that at the time that I ordered this, there were probably much more higher regarded, hypey beers from Finback available, but as someone who absolutely loves IPAs that have actually got citrus fruits in, I just felt like it was my duty as a human to pick this one up. And on the nose itself, it does not disappoint, so hopefully that comes through on the flavour. Cheers. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that is pure grapefruit. That is absolutely wonderful. It's a grapefruit double IPA. What more do you need to know? If you like grapefruit, you're going to really enjoy this, as long as you like IPAs, of course. Bitterness on the back end, it's not too much, it's not too raspy. Works beautifully. But then again, the grapefruit character is not too sweet. There is a little bit of a slight sweetness coming from the Mosaic in there. But mixing Citra with actual grapefruit, just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. It's not insanely, you know, citrusy or grapefruity. It's just that perfect amount where you almost get the sensation of drinking grapefruit juice, which I do like grapefruit juice every now and then. Really nice silky body, not too thick, not too like medium bodied, but there's just a really nice silkiness there. Gentle acidity, not too much. A little bit of piffiness there. It's actually a really smooth double IPA. Excuse me. About 3 different noises came out of my body then. All from my gullet to my mouth. Oh, that's wonderful. It really, really is. For me, that's exactly what I want when you get an IPA with grapefruit. And I've not had too many like hoppy beers with grapefruit added within the last sort of like 18 months or so, really. I have started to pick up Elvis juice from Brewdog a little bit more than usual, just to get that fix. I can't really find High Wire grapefruit from Magic Rock, which was also a good grapefruit beer. Speaking of Magic Rock, I've not seen Common Grounds at all in the usual places, and that's a beer that I have been severely missing. Having that on a mini keg was just absolutely wonderful. But we're not here to talk about a multi-million pound brewery, even though, you know, the Magic Rock stuff that I have had recently within the last sort of like 18 months has just been all right. Yeah, it's been exactly what I remember it being. Who'd have thought doing a Finback review you'd mention breweries like Magic Rock and Brewdog, but again, known for their grapefruit IPAs and pales. There's nothing like synthetic tasting about it, because even when you do use like genuine fruits in IPAs like this, it can sometimes come across as a little bit too much, a little bit too synthetic. But no, to me, as someone who really likes grapefruit, who likes grapefruit IPAs, who likes citrus IPAs, this is just ridiculous. It does not taste at all like an 8% double IPA. It would be really interesting, and I'm sure they may well brew this, but having this as a West Coast style IPA with grapefruit, I think that'd be a really interesting experience. But then again, this doesn't really, like, it's not too sweet, like a, you know, like a hazy juice, like bomb IPA. But yeah, regardless, this to me is really, really good. And like I said, some of the other beers that are on House of Trembling Madness from Finback at the time of me ordering, people will be going, oh yeah, you have to try this, you have to try that, you have to pick this. Why have you picked this over those beers? But, you know, like I said, I love grapefruit. I love grapefruit IPAs and pale ales, so I'm obviously going to gravitate towards this, and I can safely say it does not disappoint. And I would happily drink that again. So I'll enjoy the rest of that can. And Finback, strike again, one of the best US breweries, really. I've yet to have even like a generic, boring Finback beer. It's not a brewery that I buy from often. because sometimes when their beers become available, budget and preference can play a part in that. But yeah, to me, they're up there with the Trilliums, Treehouses, Other Halves, Equilibrium, you name it. And we're in such a blessed time now where beers like this, you would have had to have like a mule who's working in customs to sneak this through, or someone wealthy enough to travel to, you know, certain parts of America on like a monthly, bi-weekly basis to acquire these beers and then sell them on for an insane profit. You know, you don't have to, you know, pay over the odds 9 times out of 10. Yeah, some of them, you know, you pay a little bit more compared to what's been brewed here in the UK. But then again, some of the prices that some of the British breweries command on certain platforms and web shops, and even their own web shops, you're like, okay, that's like, well, I could get another half beer for that price. Do you know what I mean? It's weird, isn't it? But the great thing is you've got so much range, and the American stuff, as well as other territories that were once hard to come by, are so much more accessible now. And yeah, it's a really, really good time to be a beer drinker. It really, really is. And but you know, you could overly romanticize it and say, well, it sort of like takes away from the, you know, the excitement, the chase, the hunt. But I know that 365 days of the year, if I want to go purchase beer, I can come back with some really good beers. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Really, and I don't think we should complain, because you're guaranteed to get really good beer now, like any given time, whether it's domestic or international, and it's wonderful. It really, really is. But if you bosh the camera then. If you miss the excitement of the chase, then it's probably not a good time, because a lot of the stuff is easily accessible, and a lot of the, you know, breweries are doing direct sales to, you know, international companies. So it's cutting out the middleman, and it's stopping, you know, absolute shysters from profiting on alcoholic beverages. And unfortunately, I think a lot of craft beer establishments will now suffer, because those shysters aren't able to make the money to fund these ventures. Oh, now that it's all in the can, it's a little bit more bitter, which I'm all for. So yeah, thanks to US breweries realising that there is a market for, you know, the UK drinker. A lot of these toffee-nosed ex-bankers who get into craft beer, I don't feel sorry for them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you're wealthy enough. Even if your craft beer venture fails, you've still got that, you know, former career that's still paying you by the bucket load. So, do you know what? I quite frankly don't give a fuck. And your little scheme that worked 3 or 4 years ago doesn't work anymore now, because the American breweries are clocking into it. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, stuff like this helps stop the gatekeeping of what is essentially an alcoholic beverage. And that, to me, not that I'm like completely socialist, because I think socialism has a lot of flaws. I am a capitalist at heart, so I've got to respect the people who were, you know, exploiting craft beer drinkers at some point. Because, you know, if you had the opportunity to, would you not want to make a fuckload of money importing beers from other countries into the UK for obscene profits. You've got to respect that. You've got to respect that. But, yeah. And in that same thing, capitalism is all about competition. And it takes that monopoly away from, you know, toffee-nosed twats. And my nose is running. Thankfully, the picture quality is going to be so low you won't see the snot glistening on my upper lip. But no, this is fantastic. This is absolutely wonderful. It's what I want with a grapefruit IPA. It delivers by the bucket load, and I would happily drink multiple cans of this. So if you have tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. Of course, I've reviewed quite a few Finback beers on the channel, so if you want to have a little bit of a deep dive, because I'm too lazy to keep up with compiling playlists, then feel free to have a look. But check out Finback. Trembling Madness, arguably one of, if not the best beer shop online. And yeah, maybe I'll potentially sneak another order in before Christmas and actually do Klarna to pay it in intervals and not just one lump sum, which really bit me in the arse. But hey ho, I've got some really good beers that I'm making my way through, so I'm not going to complain. Anyway, cheers for watching, and yeah, I'm just really glad that really unlikable people aren't profiting too much on importing beers anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's really nice. So, but those people always land on the feet, don't they? They'll probably open a craft beer bar somewhere and it'll go under within a few months. But they'll still have money at the end of the day. Anyway, not to sound bitter, thank you for watching. You all take care, stay safe, and I shall hopefully see you later. And I look like a blonde Skrillex. Bye.